Before we get into today's episode, if you've ever had to heal in silence, fight through what nobody saw, or find your way while holding wounds you couldn't explain, my books were written for you. And even if you haven't lived it yourself, my writing is for anyone who wants to better understand the silent weight so many carry behind closed doors. I'm Soleil, author of If Only I Had a Home and The Wounds from a Healing Heart. And more books are coming soon. You can find my books on Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, or through my link tree. No gossip, just talk. Now, let's get into this episode. Welcome back to another episode of No Gossip, Just Talk. I'm your host, Soleil, and today we're talking about turning pain into power and why peace is the real luxury. There's something I need to say out loud. I've learned that pain will either harden you or it will wake you up. And for a long time, I didn't realize I was being shaped by mine. I thought I was just surviving. I was functioning. I was handling business. I was showing up. But survival is not the same thing as living. And peace isn't something you accidentally walk into. It's something you fight for internally. So today I want to talk about how I started turning my pain into power and why I now see peace as the ultimate luxury. There was a version of me that looked completely fine on the outside. I showed up, I smiled, I achieved, I handled responsibilities. From the outside, everything looked steady. But internally, I was tired. Not physically tired, spiritually tired. I was carrying old wounds, old disappointments, old betrayals, and honestly, old versions of myself that didn't even fit anymore. And this is what we don't always say. Pain doesn't leave just because time passes. It stays until you face it. I avoided mine for years. I stayed busy. I stayed distracted. I stayed strong. But let me tell you something. Strength without healing turns into armor, and armor is heavy. You can only carry it for so long before it starts affecting how you love, how you trust, how you respond, and how you see yourself. That was me. Now, I didn't have one dramatic breakdown moment. It wasn't fireworks and chaos, it was quiet. It was the realization that pretending was costing me more than confronting. I was tired of operating in emotional survival mode, tired of reacting from old wounds, tired of shrinking to avoid conflict, tired of carrying resentment, tired of performing strength instead of actually feeling it. And that's when something clicked. Pain is information. It's not punishment. It's not weakness. It's not a life sentence. It's a signal. It's your mind and body saying, hey, something needs your attention. Now, some people would disagree. Some people believe you push through, ignore it, keep grinding. And I understand that mindset. It works until it doesn't. Because unprocessed pain will always show up somewhere in your relationships, in your reactions, your stress levels. You don't get to skip it. You face it now or later. Turning pain into power doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means asking better questions. Instead of why did this happen to me, I started asking, what is this teaching me? What boundary did I ignore? What truth did I silence? What standard did I lower? What fear was I allowing to run my decisions? That's where power lives, in awareness. And let me be clear, responsibility is not the same thing as blame. I wasn't blaming myself for everything, but I was taking ownership of my patterns. That shift changed everything because pain refines you if you let it. It clarifies your values, it sharpens your discernment, it exposes habits that need to go, it deepens your compassion for yourself and for other people. That's power. Now, here's the part that really changed me. Peace is expensive. It costs ego, it costs old identities, it costs people who thrive on chaos, It costs environments that reward dysfunction. Peace is not passive, it's intentional. It's choosing not to argue even when you could win. It's walking away when your pride wants to stay. It's saying no without writing a 3-page explanation. It's not reacting just because you're triggered. That takes emotional discipline. And emotional discipline, that's power. The older I get, the more I realize something. Money is great, success is beautiful, recognition feels good, but inner peace, that's the real flex. When you're at peace, nobody can easily manipulate your emotions. Nobody can rush your decisions. Nobody can bait you into becoming a version of yourself you worked hard to outgrow. That's luxury. And it looks different for everyone. For some people, peace means setting boundaries. For others, it means going to therapy. For someone else, it means finally having a hard conversation. There isn't one formula, but there is one requirement: honesty. Peace isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. For me, it looks like protecting my energy, being selective with access, not responding immediately when I'm emotional, choosing clarity over chaos, letting silence speak. And maybe the hardest one, forgiving. Not because someone else deserves it, but because I deserve freedom. Forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. Sometimes forgiveness simply means I release it and move forward without holding on to it or carrying it. Peace is self respect in action. It's no longer entertaining dynamics that drain you. It's understanding that not every battle deserves your presence. And if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, wherever you are, the lesson hits differently at each stage. But it all matters. And let me say this because I want to keep it real. I'm still healing. Turning pain into power isn't a one time transformation, it's a continuous decision. Some days I'm grounded, some days I'm triggered, some days I respond beautifully, some days I have to circle back and apologize. Growth is not perfection. The difference now is awareness. I don't abandon myself anymore. And that right there, that's peace. Now, here are my takeaways. Your pain is not your identity, it's information. Ask better questions instead of why me. Ask, what is this teaching me? Protect your peace like it's valuable, because it is. Peace requires boundaries, it requires honesty, and sometimes it requires letting go. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to No Gossip Just Talk. Be sure to subscribe, share the show, and stick around for more episodes to come. And until next time, ciao for now.